All right. Okay, so let me go from the beginnings to kind of so that we can see all the different possibilities that we could be looking with GNUS, because that's our all my money's there. That one and BRTX as well. So um all right. So let me go in here. All right, so long time ago, right, we talked about this, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I need to check out and make sure that we, what are the possible resistances we could be hitting into. So this travels through time. Okay, so here we go. That's kind of, it was the line that I have been creating for a long, long time now. Okay, and this one, I think it was something over here. Nothing is perfect, but kind of like that it was back then. I think it was here. Okay. All right. So that was what we were traveling. Let me just make sure that we are recording here and we're not. Nope, and I'm not recording anything. Oh, yes, I am recording. Good. And let me remove the other one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so as of right now, technically, what we're going to start seeing is that maybe this could be a resistance, okay? And this is going to keep going higher as time passes by until we reach that place. So right now, we're looking into the twos right now. But anyways, I'm just drawing this so you guys understand that these lines are coming from the uptrend channel. Then once we broke this channel, then I told you guys that we might be looking at the possibility when we were right here trading at this point, we might be looking into the possibility of trading sideways. That was a possibility. So at that point, I was taking this reference as a possible resistance. And now taking this guy over here, it was, I think, in the 157. I think I talked about it a long time ago. And it was funny because it did happen. It was something along the 157s or something like that. That's what I talked about, or something along those lines, It's not that everything is perfect. But anyways, that's where I kind of drew my lines type of thing. So back then, in fact, GNUS actually now, so if I remove this, right, and I remove this guy, now you can see this being completely sideways. So actually, if I drew it correctly, right, if I come from all the way back here, because this is also resistance. So now we have the entire line. You see it right here? They gapped up and they came up over here. And this was a resistance. I'm sorry, support, resistance, came back down to a support, right? It traded underneath it to take this guy's stop losses, and then it went back up, okay? So everything looks ideal to me, as now instead of being an uptrend channel stock, to be a sideways stock, right? And I've repeated it over and over again, and that's not bad. That's actually healthy. Okay, so now that we are catching up on this, okay, now let's go ahead and start talking about what are the possible resistances we could be facing. Okay, so going back to this and me drawing this over and over again, let's go ahead and start looking what are the possible resistances. And it's somewhere in there. And also this guy right here is never going to go away, so it's right here. Okay, so now that we are over here, okay, definitely whenever we start touching, we're coming up over here. As of right now, it shows us a $2 being a possible resistance because of this channel. All right, whenever we get to go over there, we might retrace a little bit, okay, if that gets to happen. So as of right now, you guys know that this is a resistance. This guy for me, this gap, so this guy for me is a resistance, and I told you guys already that I'm all the way up there. Do I think that we're going to go over there? That would be ideal. I don't know if it's going to happen, but as of for me, this is where I'm going to be doing whatever I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so then what's my next resistance? It will be this guy over here, $2.65. And the last one, we all know that is going to be $3, right? Most likely, that's what's going to happen. Now that you guys understand this part due to channel resistance, so remember, we got a bunch of resistances. We got channel resistances, we got channel supports, and all this other stuff. The good thing is that if we actually break this resistance, whenever we come and try to trade, we can retest, and now this will become in support. So now we're going to trade in this channel. And then if it needs to go all the way up to be sideways, then it will try to do the same thing. It will break this resistance and it will test this support until it makes its way up. So remember, all of these are people moving the stock price however they feel like it, right? The ones that have the money, they know how to move all these things, the market makers, right? We're just a small fish, right, in a big tank. So so now that those are these resistances. Now we got to think about the other resistances, the small fish resistances, which is the little people, right? The ones that they trade. And those are over here. Okay. So I've told you guys that GNUS likes to climb up, and I have said it so many times. GNUS likes to climb up in a particular way. So as soon as those parameters happen, I'm excited because I load up where I need to and I get out where I need to if I have to, right? Whatever extra shares I have, right? My long term always stays. So, anyways, so GNUS did a crossover here in the MACD. And I told you guys on the Discord yesterday that if it's actually going to do what it needs to do, right? Yesterday, today we're going to have a swing high. I was actually expecting it for the bulls to push it all the way to 192, to be honest, but I think it was 191, but it didn't happen. It went all the way to 188. I think it was the highest. Oh well, but it's not bad. So the market makers already made their point, already did this. That's a sign of this happening again for the third time in GNUS to go up. Okay, so when this happens, a confirmation candle is actually a lower candle. So we need to have a low candle tomorrow, meaning it needs to trade lower. We need to have it to trade. I mean, not like that low, but something, maybe a red candle somewhere over here, or even a green candle, but lower. And we can have all the way up to 2 pullback candles. So if not just tomorrow it's trading lower, but the day after also trades lower, that's okay. 3, no, 3 means it's going to tank, but 2 is the most that we can expect for the GNUS to actually trade, to do a pullback. That's what this is called, the impulse pullback strategy. And GNUS do this over and over again. It did it here. So if you actually take a look at the MACD, take a look at the MACD, crossed over here, look at this guy, swing high, higher than this guy. Okay, so the crossover was here, which is this candle, correct? Then the candle after it was higher than this guy and higher than even this two. You see, the next day it was lower, and the day after it was another pullback. This was the complete confirmation, but the confirmation doesn't need to be 2. It could be 1, but the most 2, and that's what happened. And then the next day, it went up. It kind of gapped up, right, from closing to there. It gapped up, but the problem is that we were trading at a resistance, so that this was fine to happen, to retrace this match, but eventually we went where we needed to do. But right now, the great thing about GNUS is that this right here, right, it didn't reach the 50 resistance, but in this case, we hopefully we do a pullback. I'm hoping somewhere, I don't know, in this, I mean, anything at this point, 177 or something small, you know. I don't want it to go all the way down to 162 or 160s, because at that point, I don't, you know, it's not the same. So I hope the middle of the Bollinger, this green line, actually holds it up. So I'm hoping that the most of the retracement will be $1.70. If that is the case, I hope between 1 or 2 candles to go that low, or maybe even a little bit lower. I just don't want it to go back to the 160s, because then it's not the same. It's too much of a pullback. If that is the case, let's say that we are successful with those confirmation candles. So again, the pullbacks in this point are not bad. Okay. So then, either we have one candle being pulled back or two candles being pulled back, then they're going to try to push it up. And we're going to be away from this resistance. Okay. We don't want the same thing to happen as this right here, that it got rejected and it pulled back a lot. We don't want that. So whenever we're climbing, we want to be away from the big resistances. So after this resistance, it comes the channel resistance. You see the black line that I drew? Right? This is the channel, the bottom of the channel. So we want to be away from it, because to cross that resistance, it's really hard. It's not easy. So not many people are going to be willing. And also it's a round number. When you have round numbers in between, a lot of people offload there, because what they did, they loaded up over here, just like me, right? And I told you guys load up or whatever it was here, right? And then everything else, right? Most people, what they do, they buy 100,000 shares, and then, I mean, what, 40 cents? It's a lot of money, they make a lot of money. 40, 50 cents, that's half of your, half of your investment. So if you really, the reason why market makers can do whatever they want, because they don't come up with 1,000 shares or 200,000 shares. They come up with lots and lots and lots of shares, so they can offload, they can load, they can do whatever it is. So it's easy to predict. That's why it has been easy for me to kind of predict what are the different type of situations that could happen, right? Not predict, but kind of tell you guys what are the chances. Because GNUS, all you have to do is buy, so many shares, and then, it only moves 50 cents. Now you got back half of your investment. 100,000 shares, you just made $50,000 in a matter of a week. You see, it doesn't take that long. That's why when we were going down, I said it's only going to take us just 3-4 weeks the most. And here we are. It's about 3 to 4 weeks and we're back up. So anyways, so at this point, the good thing is that we're having signs of a climb, and all the big resistances are at $2, and the other ones are over here. So again, tomorrow I'm going to be happy if we have one and the most two pullback candles. You don't want three, because at that point it breaks the pattern and people are not going to want to get in. So as of right now, everything looks good. So to me, I feel that the very first huge problem is going to be this channel, right? Which is at $2. Okay, it's at $2 as of today. But tomorrow, and as time passes until we get there, it's going to grow more and more. So it will become 202, 203, or whatever it is. So after we do that, then we need to be worried about this gap. And after we do that, we need to be worried about this uptrend channel, which is going to be like 270s, you know. And then after that happens, we need to, here, I don't know if we're going to ever cross it. Not right now. I'm thinking that GNUS has a really good likelihood to, as I told you, we came from uptrend, right? Whatever that uptrend was, right? Uptrend, then it goes sideways. And if GNUS is good enough, it's going to go back up in another channel. All right. However it looks, right? It doesn't look like that. But anyways, so right now we are here. So right now I am, I will be okay, right? We're right here at this point, but I'm not saying that it will do 3 waves, right? This counting as 1, 2, 3. I'm not saying that's the way it's going to be. It could be more. It could be 4 waves, 5 waves, or whatever it is. But as of right now, we're on just the beginning of a sideways channel. So I'm thinking that it could be 1, and then one full. So meaning this is a resistance, you know what to do. And here is a support, most likely, because now you have tested it once, you have tested it twice. So if that is the case, then we're going to have another wave. Okay, so the catalysts that GNUS is turning in are not humongous to actually make it go above it. So if you're thinking there's going to be $10 or whatever it is anytime, within the next 2 months, I don't know. I don't think so, because unless there is something that Disney talks about Marvel, or Marvel talks about GNUS, something along those lines, then I will understand. But as of right now, if you actually see this right here, I was very happy today. Why? Because you see this movement it wasn't necessarily because of Arnold, because if it was just due to Arnold, we would have not had that swing high. We would have had a regular, little candle start selling off. Remember, what is it? Buy the what is it? Buy the room or sell the news. This is not happening. So people are thinking that GNUS moves due to news. To me, GNUS does not move due to news, because if you're going to look at other type of movements, there has been no news over here, there was no news over here, there was no news over here, there was no news over here. This was WSB, and this is the news. Yes, this was the news, and that's the reason why they try to break out, and it couldn't, it failed. But that's fine, because we got now a sideways channel, and I'm happy with sideways channels because it's very predictable as of right now. If you're a long-term investor and you don't mind, then don't look at the stock, right? But if you want your money back and you're worried about your money, then look at the stock, but take advantage of what's happening, and average down when you can. So in that way you can get out whenever you can, and you can do your money, with your money, whatever you want. But this is very predictable, very easy as of right now. So we have, to be honest, we have had so many chances to get out of our bags, but we haven't done it just because we don't trust it as much, right? So, but in this case, as you see, this is very black and white, and it's. I mean, if you can't really see that this thing is actually going sideways, then I don't know what else to say. But yeah, I mean, to me, again, this was a very great sign that we are doing what we normally do to climb up. Okay, as we did it over here, right here. If you take a look at it, you see how GNUS likes to climb? Swing high, swing low, swing high, goes back down, 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 swing high, goes back down. So if you can't really see that, I mean, it's very particular. Not every single stock does this. Look, this is the way GNUS climbs. You see it? Then look at this one, the one that we just did. Swing high, goes back down, swing high, goes back down, swing high, goes back down, swing high, goes back down. And right now we're preparing to do the same things. This was from like a week ago. Swing high, goes back down. Swing, now this is swing high, and now is the time to go back down or go sideways, whatever you want to call it. But GNUS is doing it again. So pretty easy. So I hope everyone did what it had to do at 157, 150s. Now it's just watch our investment grow. So, but again, all I see it is all the way up to here. I do not see anything else. So any questions on this? Anybody, any questions?
No, this was a great breakdown, Yolanda. Thank you so much.
You're very, very.
This was excellent.
Yay! Yeah.
I just have a question.
It's always climbing, correct?
Say that one more time.
It's always climbing, so it's impulse, pulse back, right?
Yep, impulse pulls back. That's Moises.
It's funny that you mentioned that because Powell's supposed to talk tomorrow, the Federal Reserve guy.
Oh, it happened. Okay, see, I don't watch news. I just go by charts.
But
So it happens to be, huh?
Every time he talks, the market tanks.
Okay, so that's great because I really want those. Okay, so this is what it is. Whenever you like, see, I got a scanners here, right? So I scan, and depending on what I see on the chart, I get in, right? Due to the scanners, whatever different type of strategies I'm trying to play. So if I see the play right, guess what guess where my money is going to be at. So if I see that there is a crossover, like the students that are, Moises is one of them. You can ask the ones that I have taken my classes. I teach them this, right? I'm like, okay, so that whenever you see the MACD doing this, you do that. You see what I'm saying? And then if you have one pullback, then you put your entry point above that pullback. You don't get in there. You get in at 5 cents above that pullback. But if you see two, right? If the next day actually goes lower, you never got in because it actually went lower. So your buy order will never trigger because you got in 5 cents above it, right? So let's say right here, right? So normally that's what I teach, right? So on this one, right? So you see, it goes up. Then you put your buy order right here, 5 cents above it. It never triggered because this actually went down one more, right? Your buy order was here, while if it's going to go down, it's going to go down. It never gets you. So then your buy order now is going to be 5 cents above this guy. Look at this. It will trigger my students. and now they move up with it. Talking about GNUS, but this is on other stocks. But that's strategies, right? So I'm not the only one that knows these strategies. There's a bunch of people that they know the strategies. So when they see this type of things happening at a bottom, a lot of people are going to be like looking for that. And GNUS is an easy target. It's imagine all you have to buy is 10,000 shares, and you have it right here, right? If you bought 10,000 shares, you have a good likelihood. We're almost at $2 right there. 10,000 shares you would have made in a week, or maybe a week and a half. Imagine, I mean, $5,000, for free technically, because this right here is
Man,
very predictable.
average.
No, I'm just saying, like, if take a look at the buy orders, the bunch of buy orders. Yours, I mean, if you, I don't know if you're, I mean, I'm looking at the level 2 and stuff like that, and I see humongous buy orders. Why? Because GNUS is so predictable. Like right here, you.
I understand what you're saying. This is Brock, so I'm the one with 10,000 shares
There,
on
there you go.
Vex.
Ah, there you go. Here we have a whale. So the whales come over. These are easy targets, especially when it's so easy. Like whenever I want to take trades, I've always show you guys with Finvis all the time, right? And then if I want to take trades with okay, so when I take trades, I usually like to come over here, go to the channels, but I do not like to take trades in channels that has been doing that for a while. I want them to where they're fresh, because if it has been doing that for a while, what if it breaks down? You see how this one was going uptrend and now it's going sideways? Do you see it? Look at it. You see that what a GNUS, right? Going uptrend, and out of nowhere, whoops, I'm going to start going sideways. You see? So personally, I like to be into stocks that are just trading. Like if I happen to see this guy right here, then I will enter here to make money, right? But if I have the ones that has already been doing that for a while, I don't know if I have such a bad luck that actually right now is where is the breakdown, such as this one. It already tested so many times that I'm just scared. What if, yeah, I get in, but actually a few days later it just goes to 12 or $10. So GNUS, it's so amazing because whenever, remember, I was telling you guys about all this here, we were just doing all these things, and right now we just switch patterns, right? Let me remove all this right now. So right now we just switch patterns, and right now we're going sideways. So I mean, usually the sideways, it doesn't stay on one wave or two waves. It takes a few waves usually. So I always show you about this guy here, DOC. I have showed you this guy for a while. So you see this guy, I've been trading it, and I just left right here sometime. So anyways, but this is something that you buy here, you sell there. And if you do options, if you know options, this is a beauty, sell cover calls, sell puts over here, and just go on and milk it all the way through. Buy calls, sell puts, so you can sell cover calls, buy puts over here, sell puts over here, buy calls over there. So you milk it different ways. You see what I'm saying? So these beauties are amazing. But anyways, you see this guy. Remember, I told you a long time ago about GNUS breaking out, and so they break out and they try to retest, right? But this, I don't like this retest because it took a long time to do so. So to me, it feels like it most likely it has a good chance to come back down. But anyways, but yeah, I mean, that's what happens. So something that just starts. Let's say if I discovered DOC, actually I discovered DOC on here, so I've been like trading it or whatever. Yeah, I think it was here at this time frame. But I wish I found out before, because I would be trading it all the way through. But when you have it so many times, you don't know if it actually you're going to be so lucky that actually it goes down, right? When you get in thinking that that's the bottom. But that's not bad, because if you recognize what the bottom is of anything, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you lost maybe a few cents, 50 cents, because if there is a clear candle that is going to break down, you get out. But it's not like you buying over here and you know that now you got to wait all this much. You see what I'm saying? So when you know technical analysis, you understand when it's time to go. Like, that's it. There is no more. There is no more you and I. So that's it. Any questions on any stocks?
That's perfect.
Yay. I thought Moises was here. Actually, he's not here. But do you guys have any questions on any stocks that you want to take a trades on, or whatever it may be?
AMC.
AMC, well, AMC was doing a wedge, remember? Oh, okay, so it's breaking
It went
down.
up, right? And now it's coming back down because they retracted their dilution.
What happened? I don't know what happened with the dilution.
Well, AMC was going to put in a dilution of 500 billion shares or million shares or whatever, and they just retracted it today, and it slumped.
Oh,
So
so when they start
they
retracting, so they don't want it, or I mean, isn't that good? So there is no dilution, or how does it work? I'm not sure. Usually, you hear dilution,
well,
and
they were
usually it's
saying they
bad.
were going to use the dilution till next year, but for some reason they were saying they want to put in like 400,000 shares. I could be wrong.
Holy
Don't quote me
moly!
right, but it was almost like $9.48 share, and it's kind of odd. So I was just curious. Maybe you look at it, and then later on, maybe you look at the news also.
Aims to 43 million shares to bolster cash reserves. The only thing is that everybody knows. Okay, so everybody knows that AMC was doing really bad. So that's everybody knows. So they need to survive some way somehow. So for me, actually, this is not a bad candle for a dilution. Usually dilutions, you got this type of candles happening right here. So maybe because it's kind of priced in a little bit, that they know that AMC needs to survive some way somehow. They know that, like I know, and I want them. It's just like GNUS, right? In order for them to do something, they need to do something else. Nothing is perfect. So that candle, it doesn't look bad at all, to be honest. Again, if you're gonna have a dilution, anytime there's anything about dilutions, you got this type of candles right there. So that's not bad. I don't know if it has it happen. When is it gonna happen?
The, the dilution? No,
Yeah.
they just retracted it. It was like a shareholders vote, and they retracted it today. So I was curious, maybe.
So let me ask you a question. Retracted it, what it means? That it's not going to happen or it is going to happen?
It is not going to happen.
Okay.
But they put in another different offer of so many shares at $9.48.
Well, oh, okay, okay. I will have to then take a look at it. Okay, so retracted
Yeah.
it. Okay, got it. I will have to take a look at it then. But yeah, right now, so this is what normally happens. Whenever you break out, this was great. So right now, I mean, at that point, remember I
Right.
told you like it was going in a wedge or something like that a long time ago.
Yeah.
So at this point, usually whenever it's not going to go the right way, right, it's going to come back down and try to retest this same line. So most likely you're going to start seeing it that it comes back and it touches this guy over here. So, and then from there on is where you will find out whether it's going to break it down or it's going to go up. So that if that's what's happening, so most likely this is going to be your support now, this line. So this is going to keep going down. So whenever that day happens, it could be this is going to travel down, right? So wherever that's going to take it
Yeah.
at. So that could I mean, it's not that far away. So it could take like 2-3 days to find out.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
Uh-huh. You're welcome. Okay. All right, guys. If you guys have no questions, well, I'll see you here tomorrow.
Thank you, Lana.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.